This call is being recorded.
Welcome to the artwork of CP. Finally, it transferred itself over everywhere. Thank you. AKA the Diary of a Fashionista is dead because artwork from CP is now our new name. And so I'm super happy to say that um, the artwork of CP is here to stay. And yeah, the welcome to Mr. Toad's Wild Find once again. And I'll get into more details after the Thanksgiving episode, and because it's gonna be a interesting wild ride, and yeah, it's just gonna be an interesting wild ride. But that being said, Danielle and I want to do a Thanksgiving episode. So for those of you who are listening on Thanksgiving, thank you very much. Or on your drive to Grandma's house, which I think most of you are going to be listening on your drive. But just in case you do listen on Thanksgiving, we want to do a Thanksgiving episode. And as you guys know, I lost my dad in May. So this this is going to be a fairly tough, tough, tough Thanksgiving. And I am going to be upfront that I am not going to be I am going to be dealing with Thanksgiving, but it's going to be sad because I am now what they consider an orphan, and I am how I deal with that is I deal with that to the best of my abilities, but I'm also angry. I'm also angry that I am dealing with that. And I take it out on the people that I love. And so next week, before Thanksgiving, I'm actually dealing with that in counseling. But myself, but I wanted to say to you guys, and then Danny, you'll jump in. For those of you who are grieving the loss of a loved one, and I just lost a dear friend of mine on November 20th. And this is a kid that I went to elementary school with. So, elementary school was a long time ago. But I we just lost him unexpectedly, and so I'm not only grieving the loss of him, I 2019 has been a rough year, and I'm not only grieving the loss of him, I'm grieving the loss of my dad, and I'm dealing with this transition, which is going to get hella scary, which I'll go into more details after the Thanksgiving holiday. But for those of you who are grieving, just remember you're not alone, and you're loved. You're loved by Danielle and I for the download numbers. And remember I said last week we stuck with downloads, and you guys are thinking, oh boy, they're stuck. And so yeah, but I was going to say that because of my plea, um, and Lipson got stuck too. And so we're still at small download numbers, but Danielle and I are thankful for um, every download that we have. And so, yeah, we're just going to carry on, and I'll fix myself big keeping helping plate of love basically, after I rectify these problems that I am now beginning to have. I have one smaller issue that I'll rectify, and then one bigger issue that my stepmom and I will rectify. And so, yeah, we're just going to carry on. And Danielle, did you want to say anything on the iPad?
Um, no, not the me, no, 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 yeah, the, all, the, my whole, she, no, no,
Well,
the ball.
well, good. Good. I did read that on your schedule. And so, do you do that every single year?
No,
Well,
the, no,
oh, this is new this year.
yeah,
And so I just want to say, well, Leaf is new this year in my book, and every single year we um, go to my aunt. Well, my aunt is actually coming up here, and my stepsister's on the way up here right now, and so just know I'm safe, I'm happy, I am loved, but there's been a couple bumps in the road, and some are small, some big, and I will rectify the bumps, and I will get um, into details of those bumps in the road. Maybe next year, one will one definitely by 2020, it should be, and I'm saying it should be a smooth road for me because when you lose a parent unexpectedly, and when you lose a parent in 2010 unexpectedly too, your life turns upside down. And that's why I am so angry at the world, and that's why I'm thinking it out on the people I love. Now, do I know that's a bad thing to do? Yes. Do I want to rectify the problem? Yes. And that's why I'm receiving the help I am receiving. Now, I need to rectify a bigger problem before I receive the help on Tuesday, but at least I'm receiving the blessing of counseling. I mean, I was in counseling, I've been in counseling after my dad died. So I just feel like I need to rectify this problem, and hopefully 2020 will be a smoother road. Now, on the good news side, I am actually going back to school in 2020. On January 14th, I start school. And so I feel like 2020, for those of us who've been grieving, I feel like 2020 is gonna be a lot smoother than 2019 because 2019 absolutely sucked. I mean, I hate to say that, but 2019, we look at the holiday season in 2019, and I don't know your guys' situation, but um, and I still think we're coming back from the economic crash of 2008, 2009, and I believe that 2020 is going to lock the socks off 2019 because I've had a lot of death, primarily. In 2019, I've had people die close to me, including my dad, and I've lost elementary school friends just the other day. But I think that to 2020, I know 2020 is going to lock the socks off 2019. And as my dad used to say, rock on. And we need to, as I said, on Thanksgiving, we need to be open and honest with our families and say, look, this is what's going on. This is how we, I want to see 2020. And I swear to God, I'm going to rectify one little problem that I caused myself. I got myself in a pickle, and I know that. And so, and I'll explain to you what the pickle actually was. And after after I rectify the problem, but I am a heavy believer in talking about it open and honestly. And so I just hope that you guys will talk about any issues with, you can always text me too. I mean, I am open and honest with you guys, and I am open and honest, and you guys can always text me or um just get a hold of me somehow. If And I'll even give you the national Colorado crisis number if you really need to talk. But you guys, it's Thanksgiving, and we need to look on the bright side. We need to look to 2020. Yikes, that's a little scary. That we need to look to 2020, and 2020 is going to be a fresh start. 2020 is going to be, I'm going to finish my journalism degree. 2020 is going to be a fresh start, and so 2020 is going to be great. And yes, I will be hopefully not so angry at the world because of 2019. And hopefully I won't be throwing people under the bus. Um, I I should say I hope I will not be throwing people under the bus. But I just feel like we need to look at the bright side of 2020 because I just feel that 2020 is going to be best year yet. And I 2020 I was actually 20 2020 6/20. I'm actually born on June 22nd, and I think 2020 is going to be my golden year coming out of this life chapter. And I want you guys to know that I am going to go back to school. I'm actually going to be a full-time journalist to teach people about cerebral palsy. And we gotta look on the bright side. And I know Danielle would agree that this has been an interesting year for her. She didn't know that her best friend's father was going to die May 19th. I mean, she didn't know that he was going to be showing up to my house and um, dealing with that. So, and I will always be there for people when they need me, despite the little pickle I got myself into. But I I need you guys to understand that 2019 is, the door is almost shut on 2019. And I hate to bring this up in the Thanksgiving episode, but I'm so thankful that 2020 is almost here and we can get a fresh start and we can have doors open up in 2020. I mean, doors were shut in my face in 2019. And so I am so thankful that 2020 is almost here, and 2020 is going to be the best year yet. And so you guys got to start planning for 2020. I've started planning for 2020. And one of the things is I'm going back to school. The other thing is I am going to fully get a job in journalism working with a nonprofit, um, Valley Life for All, who is disability centric. And I am, after I get the paperwork in to school, they say that let's start talking about employment. So 2020, I'll have a job in journalism, which won't seem like going to work because I love it. And this will the artwork from CP will always be my side hustle. Ask When may will transfer over into a main gig, and then I want to have a job in journalism helping the disabled. I mean, this is why we started this monkey dance of the artwork from CP slash a diary of a fashionista. And so I want you guys to basically on Thanksgiving shut the door on 2019 and look to the bright future of 2020. And Danielle, do you want to say anything else to that effect?
Yeah. Oh, that no. See, open. No. Ah, see, so, yeah, me to be a see, say, when I did the year.
Well, you hope that you want to act more when
Yeah. Yo.
sorry about that, you guys. My phone went nuts. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. And so what Danielle is trying to say is I want to act in plays um more than I do in disabled plays. Correct me if I'm wrong, Danielle, but you shined in 9 to 5. And for those of you who've never seen a movie, see the movie and then go to the play. It's a little you'll understand it a little bit more. I am the dum dum that goes to the play and doesn't see a movie and then gets completely confused. And once you see the movie, you'll see the part that Danielle actually played because I am that they actually put a disabled part in movie. And so I was like, I thought they built it in for Danielle. I kept saying, "Are you sure they should build that part in for you?" And then you recognize well you guys won't, but I recognize the name because my step uncle actually worked on the movie as a set designer, and I was I t- I was told this the afternoon we went to the play. I said my aunt actually said to me, "Look for my husband's name. You'll see it in the credits. And so I need to now talk to him about working on 9 to 5 because I feel like that is a huge accomplishment. And so once I get myself out of these pickles, one bigger than the other, I can let you know what went on in 2019, and I will let you know as of next year. I mean, we're starting to book out for 2020, and so on Ask Win anyway. And so we need Danielle and I need to come up with the topics for 2020, and I think we're going to do what our hopes and dreams are for 2020 on New Year's Day because I need to I need to do my wish list, and unfortunately my wish list didn't come completely in 2019 because I was supposed to graduate in 2020, but that's okay. You know what? That's okay. I'm still standing, and that's going to be the ultimate goal of me still standing. And so I think you guys need to start emailing Danielle at Danielle dot Danielle Wins Women of Wisdom. I'll contact Danielle on Twitter, her personal Twitter, and see which is if there if Dan can trend 411, I'll just type in Danielle Coulter and see if you can come up with the list of 2020 wishes and hopes because we might want to do a listener voicemail episode here, Danielle, on 2020. I mean, I'll do most of the reading, and we could we could use the iPad for that one because I feel like 2019. Once the door shuts on 2019, I will be a totally new woman.
Ah, no.
And so, yeah, once I get through year one of being orphaned, thank you very much. And that's why I'm so angry at the world, and I admit that. And I will work on my own problems as of next Tuesday. And so I will see what happens as of next Tuesday. And so I will work on my own problems. Then I will say what those problems were, and we're going to focus on 2020 and we're going to try and make 2020 the best year yet. And so focus on 2020, you guys. Don't be focusing on 2019 unless you want to be the teary eyed 2019. Focus on the future, and the future is bright. And we're going to have some amazing guest in 2020 and some I just hope that you guys know about the disabled community and Ask Win may become a disabled centric show. I that was my big announcement. Ask Win may become a disabled eccentric show, but it's still gonna be an interview based show. But I want to be the voice for the voiceless, and you guys do that through and every which way. And so I want to be the voice for the voiceless. And I'm sorry if you guys don't support me being the voice for the voiceless. Just unsubscribe right now, and I'm human, and I'm not perfect, but at least I know my flaws, and at least I know how to fix them. And I will continue my journey to journalist. And it's not gonna be easy. It hasn't been easy, and so I want to have you guys support me by doing a fan mail episode on New Year's Day. And so that is now you can email Danielle. She'll stick her email in the show notes. And or you can email me. I'll give you my email right now, aspenwin@gmail.com. And so will I want to do a wish list 2020 fan based episode, and we'll stick it out on pretty much in January if we record on New Year's Day, or we can just talk about our own wishes. Do you want to talk about our own wishes, or do you want to involve the fans, Danielle? I'm asking you this live so you can tell the fans.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. No.
Okay, let's involve the fans. You heard it. Let's involve the fans. You heard it, and it's going to be it's going to be, and you can be anonymous. You can say your name, say your state. You can also be anonymous, and let's involve the fans, and do a let's do a fan based episode, you guys. I mean, this is what Danielle and I want, and you can give us 5 wishes for 2020, and I'm going to try and involve a couple surprises in that episode. Thank you very much, and I will try and involve a couple of surprises in that episode. And I have a couple people that have their own wishes for 2020, and I am going to try and wrangle them. And Danielle, you can write your wishes for 2020. You guys can um, tweet Danielle or email Danielle. And one of my wishes for 2020 is not only to finish my journalism degree on time in 2024, but I want to sell more books. Sell more books. I mean, this is the time to be selling books. And unfortunately, I haven't been selling Uncommon Win as much as I like. And I told you about my unpublishing books and not publishing books due to monetary reasons, but I want to I want to sell as many books as I can of the books that I do have out. I want to also make Ask Win one of the popular podcasts because you guys seem to love it, and you guys, I will as soon as I rectify these problems, I 2020 is I'm going to pull surprises out of the hat for Ask Win. And you guys don't know what I have up my sleeve. And so you guys are gonna be shocked. And I want to make um Ask Win more disabled. I don't want to say disabled eccentric, but I want to get towards the caregivers slash the slash the disabled because I need to do that for myself, and I need to, even though Aswin will still have the Average Joe interview in there, I want to get towards the disabled, and I want to get towards the caregivers because the caregivers get, and I'm saying this, those of you who are listening, and those of you that have care giving needs. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. I want to say God bless all the caregivers out there. And I have the one behind the scenes that's doing what she can. And that would be my stepmom. And so I want you guys to know that you're loved. You're loved. And this is gonna make me cry. And I apologize for getting emotional on the podcast. But I sometimes feel that even though we are trapped in CP body and we try on a daily basis, the caregivers don't um don't get enough respect. The caregivers do not get enough respect, and that's um that's one of the issues I'm trying to rectify right now. And then I'm going to essentially make Ask Win a more disabled friendly show by getting back on YouTube and having subtitles. I'm going to get back on YouTube. I'm going to be doing both YouTube and the podcast because I am a full time content creator. I don't have a day job as of May, so why not? Why not teach the why not teach the why not help the disabled and teach the able bodied population what it's like to be disabled? And so um I'm going to work my magic with all you guys on um, starting in the new year, and I'm going to create a totally new YouTube channel, which I'm going to um, create a totally new YouTube channel, label it Ask Win, put uh, put videos up, and I'm going to be doing all that work myself, and then you can still work on the podcast. And so
Yeah.
that's my ultimate goal for 2020 is to finally push my day job out the door so I could make the Ass Win more disabled centric. And so I will have two disabled centric shows. I mean, Ass Win will be a little bit less than the artwork from CP, but I want to make it disabled friendly.
Yes.
And so Danielle didn't even. I shocked Danielle. Danielle, all you could hear is good. I Danielle knows. Danielle behind the scenes is about to fall out of the chair because I was waiting to push the day job out the door so I could focus on disabilities. I've been waiting to do this 9 years, you guys. 9 years. And yeah, I have a couple tricks up my sleeve that I have access to, and could, um, I could even get a person off Twitter to help me if that needs to be happen. But I want to make Aswin more disabled friendly show and more disabled um, to please the disabled. And I want to help the caregivers out there. And I want to do what I can to help the disabled through Aswin and through the artwork of the CP. And so I want to have your wishes for 2020, and I'll be pulling a couple wishes myself from anonymous people, and I maybe I will pull something from a very close person in my life, and I have to see. But I have to see. But I want to know that you guys are loved, and I'll rectify my own issues. And then 2020 is gonna be smooth sailing. So let's put up the sails for those of you on the ocean. Let's put up the sails for 2020, and let's not look back on 2019. And my PSA: don't bring up religion or don't bring up politics on the Thanksgiving table. That's my PSA. And for those of you who know that, and I will make you Danny write that in the show notes. Don't bring up religion and don't bring up politics. Yeah. And so let's set the sails for the best 2020 yet. And I'm even though this episode is going to be coming out on Monday, as I record Ask Win too. I am going to say Happy Thanksgiving week. Um, and do not stick the turkey in the oven and forget about it. Don't be listening. Don't be listening to Ask Win, and don't forget about the turkey, please, because we don't want any fires. Thank you very much. And I know you're enthralled by my voice and Danielle's voice, but I don't want. And for those of you who are cooking turkey, God bless you because we're, we're actually getting into from Whole Foods myself. So God bless you for cooking turkey. And please, 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 please have a safe Thanksgiving. And just for those of you who don't want to hear the family members, just say I have a meeting with Ask With or the artwork of CP, or you can stick your headphones in while you're basting the turkey. I don't care. And so yeah, baste away listening to us with all the artwork of CP. But I will say happy Thanksgiving, you guys, and thanks so much for your love and support. And Danielle, do you want to lead us out? Because it's
Yes.
Monday and people are not going to be working.
How we the 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 full of the
Danielle, you're going to make me cry every time you say that. And then she has happy Thanksgiving. So Danielle and I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll be back on Mike next week, next Sunday, and then we'll also do a Christmas Day recording episode. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. Danielle and I go with the budget, so we'll figure it out. And happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Be blessed, and let's set the sails for 2020. Thanks, you guys. Bye.
bye.